Hi, this is Dmitry Bilgir, and I'd like to talk to you today real briefly here about a conclusion that I've been seeing in myself and others that we subconsciously or unconsciously draw. And we draw this conclusion, everything goes off the rails. I've been seeing it myself, I've been seeing it in clients, I've been seeing it in other people, and I want to share it with you so that you can start to develop an awareness of when this is happening and begin to make a choice about it rather than having it be something that just occurs and you're left kind of with the aftermath of it. Now, as you may have guessed from what I have written on the board here, the conclusion that people draw is, I have to step out of the light. So let me give you an example of this and show you what I mean, and show you why it's so toxic. I'll give you an example from my own life. You know, we all have longings of our heart that are worth taking the time to get in touch with. They're great longings. And one of the longings that I have is to be really a fountainhead of light, a source of light for people, a source of inspiration, really, that can really encourage people to continue to step into goodness and continue to step into virtue and continue to step into believing that a better life is possible for them and to go for it. This is important to me. That gets me out of bed in the morning. I wake up in the morning, and that prospect of being that kind of a light, it works for me. It moves me forward. So what happens? Okay, life happens. The other day I had started the day with this intention, but as the day was going by, I was noticing that nothing was working the way it was supposed to work. That it just seemed like everything was breaking, like my body wasn't working the way it was supposed to. I felt lots of inflammation and headache and joint pain. And my relationship wasn't working the way it was supposed to. Fawn wasn't doing things the way I would like them to do things. And they just weren't working out. Even things like the car was breaking. It was just, and so there's like this way that things stack up in us, right? And it stacked up in me. Now before that, I'm like, yeah, I want to be a source for the light, and I can really believe in goodness, and I'm in touch with it, and and there's goodness, but then, oh, car doesn't work. Oh, feeling really sore in my body. Oh, Fawn's not doing what she said she's going to do. Oh, this. And you can imagine what happens. At a certain point, they call it reaching our breaking point, but what we really do is we say, well, in the face of this much stuff, I have to step out of the light. And so what I want you to start seeing in yourself, start looking for, is where is the space for you? What is the point for you where you draw the conclusion, okay, at this point, I have to step out of the light. And what that looks like for me is that's when I say, okay, trust and faith are all well and good. But in this circumstance, when this many things haven't gone my way, it's time for me to go fix things. So I go into what I call like mean dad mode, or to really get, to make people straighten up and fly right. Or I get into fix-it mode, where I'm just going to double down on stress and pressure and make it happen. Perhaps you can relate to this kind of thing. It's the kind of things we do after we've decided we have to step out of the light. So what I did was I stopped for a moment. And I turned and I opened up and said, wow, I'm really seeing, in the face of things not going my way, enough things not going my way, I believe I have to step out of the light until I get them fixed. Is that really true? When I turn to the light, back to it, what do I see? Which is a question I'm always asking people, and I'm always asking you, when you actually turn back to, it could be your inner deepest knowing, God, the light, whatever you call it, when you turn back to that source, is it really true that I'm destined under certain circumstances to have to step out of the light till I get things fixed? I go, well, no, that's not true. And seeing that has opened a whole new door for me, because now when I reach that point that I normally reach of, okay, well, this is the point where I have to step out of the light and fix things and be Mr. Dark Guy until it's working again, it's stepped me into a different way of being. Because now it's like, wow, I don't know what I'm going to look like staying in the light in this circumstance. I don't know if I'm going to be more patient. I don't know if I'm going to have more forbearance. Or I don't know if I'm going to be strong with things and be more demanding, but more demanding in a way that's heart to heart with people. I actually literally do not know who I am on the other side of this decision when I decide not to make it. When I say, no, okay, I see this is the moment when I decide I have to step in the light, but I am staying in the light anyway. That's when surprises start to happen. I put to you, that's when even miracles can start to happen, because you're living your day in a completely different way. So this is a very fast way to do this, of course, but I want to get these ideas across to you quickly so you can start playing with them. Start keeping an eye out for where it is your breaking point is. And start to see that breaking point is really where you lose heart and make the decision. You have to step out of the light, out of the trust, out of the faith. And ask yourself, is it really true that you have to do that? And if it's not, stay with the light and start to see what happens when you go even further with it. I think, as I've been, you're going to be really surprised by what's possible. This is Dmitry Bilgir, signing off.